Hello everyone. So today I'm here with a very interesting topic, that is identifying of bugs in mobile applications. So let's get started. So before entering into the deep discussion, let us discuss what is a bug. So bug is a kind of defect or an error in a feature or a functionality. It is something that is not matching to our requirement or to our design, and it also needs to be accepted by the developers. So let's move on and discuss some of the areas where we commonly see issues in mobile applications. So the first foremost is software specification. Software specification is like you have an application that was designed for 6 and 7 in Android and some 9, 10 and 11 in iOS, but the application fails to launch in one of the versions of iOS and one of the versions of Android. Then what you can do is you can set up a file, a pnot, saying that the application fails to launch in particular OS versions. So, and if also the application is linked to any of the third party application like Google, Facebook or Twitter or something, then you need to also test that it runs smoothly when those application versions are being linked. And the next one is the size of the device. The size of the device is like we are testing for mobiles and tabs and pads with our application, and our application is being designed in such a way that it needs to run in all these devices smoothly without any kind of truncation, overlapping and cutting issues. So we need to check, and all these issues that come in these areas will be P1 and P2. Syncing issues. Syncing issue is basically like if your application is being linked to any other third party, like all your data, all your progress is going to stored in that when you are logged in. And if you have uninstalled the game and reinstalled it, and once you log in with the same credentials, then you need to get all your data, all your progress synced back. But there are some times where we don't get some kind of information syncing issues, then we can set up a file P1, P2 and P0 depending upon what kind of data is missing when syncing. Components of applications. Components of applications basically involves each and every button, each and every feature of your application. If you click something, it has to take you to the respective page. If you click on the back button, it has to navigate you to the back, and a lot many things. Basically it is an overall check that has to be made to your application. And the next one is a very most important one, testing your application with real-time scenarios. If you design an application, you created a very beautiful test strategy for it, you have created a very beautiful test plan, test scenarios, test kits, everything perfect, but you failed to test the application with real-time scenarios. All of a sudden your application was in production, the players started reporting, or the users started reporting issues saying that the application is failing to perform these, I'm not able to do that. So it's very important to test the application keeping the end user in mind, how feature is going to impact the end users. Next one is performance issue. If you're testing the application in the staging and development, you won't see, there will be no traffic, you won't see any kind of performance issues. Once your application is live, once your application is dumped into production, you start getting these issues because lot of people are using your application and lot of request is being given to server, but the server fails to serve all those requests and fails to respond back. What happens is your application keeps on loading and eventually it gets crashed. So in order to make sure and these issues to be avoided, we need to make a performance test on our application. And the next one is interrupt. This is a very beautiful concept. Here you are going to get issues, a lot of issues ranging from P1, P2 and sometimes even P0 as well. The thing is, you have a device, it has a back button, it has a switch off button, it has a volume button, it has a home button, it has a back button and other lot of buttons like Wi-Fi settings and battery and your alarm. These kind of things are present, so you need to make interrupt. You run your application, get a call, you run application, get an alarm, you run an application, trigger a message, these kind of, but your application should stay stable when all these interrupts are made. So this was a very sweet and simple kind of testing you can do when you're testing an application as a beginner. Please put in the comment section if you guys have any questions. Thank you for watching.